control valves to different areas of the distribution panel that were basically installed from the factory. At that time, I'm sure this was quite available. In my searches, I was able to find these replacements. Now, originally this was installed in 95, 96, so that makes it about 25 years old. They're still available. These are flare it fittings. At the time, I'm guessing there were quite a few different manufacturers for the early PEX products and the fittings for them. Now we have just a couple, shark bite, crimp, or fit in. In any case, the point was, here maybe you can see right here. So at one point, and this was not in winter, this was at the end of the summer, when I did turn on the pump, one of the fittings blew out, this one, and when I went to have a look to see, well, maybe it's worthwhile to go and find and replace one fitting. But when you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 5 on that one, 11 fittings on the panel. Here's the panel. It becomes quite expensive. These are three-way there, I believe, all not the 3/8, or they're, I think they're half. Let's see if you can see here. In any case, these are shut-off valves, and these are three-way valves, which allow the flow in the manifold to go to individual areas. And here where it used to be, just grab it. So this was behind this panel, and all you saw were the valves coming out. This was down here, yeah. So it was ice maker, gallery, levee, shower, washer, dryer, and on the bottom the shut-off valve was the drain, that you could drain the whole system out. Two hot and cold. So obviously ice maker didn't need the hot, so there was more on the cold line supply as opposed to the hot. This looked quite nice, neat and tidy at that time, I'm sure. And they're not bad valves, but after 25 years, so this was what happens. This piece cracks and it doesn't hold the valve anymore. Under low pressure it's probably okay, and it lasted this long till one of them blew. Doing the quick math on 11 fittings times $30 or so, shipping and whatnot, taxes, kind of adds up. It reaches the $400 level. So I had a couple of solutions. One was to get there are some products out there for manifolds for home use, which you can buy their proprietary fittings and their proprietary connections, and then connect the PEX to it. Got lucky again. This is initially I wasn't quite familiar with what they use on RVs, especially in the 90s, but this system is actually using PEX. So I got quite lucky in a sense that it is the same kind of PEX piping as we have now. Going to the local hardware stores, and those I had really one or two options. One was the crimp fittings, and the other one was the shark bite. Shark bite, although it is more expensive. I went with the crimp fittings, which allowed me to make this change fairly cheaply. I would say half the price it would have cost me to get all of these, the same replacements, and it's using materials that are readily available in the store. I have a screenshot of when I assembled the manifold before I put it in. Let me see if I can get some lighting in here. So I'll post it here. Manifolds that were available, copper manifold. That was a 3/4 in and out, and half-inch manifold to the various supply areas. The lines that are here are actually three. Just a moment. They're 3/8. So this line, those are 3/8. So I had a bit of a challenge here, and my main supply is actually half. So again, fairly straightforward. So half to, let's see right here. So half-inch angle into 3/4 with a ball valve. 3/4. It connects into the manifold. At the bottom, just the same, 3/4 with the ball valve and the drain out. Here, half-inch out with the coupling and a reducer, half to 3/8. And that allowed me to fairly simply to connect it all. It took a bit of time, but it wasn't too complicated. It's a bit of a maze. Most of the work I did outside of this space. I only did the final fitting once I needed to install it. And it kind of worked out. It actually was almost the same length. Ball valve to top ball valve fit right in the holes, so I didn't have to modify it too much. One other problem, so it was hard to find these manifolds. There was only one kind, the 4 out. For the hot water that was okay. I actually had 5 out I needed, so I did a T with the top one being split again, so that allowed me to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out. I did the same thing with the hot water, but left it capped. So that's what's sticking out. For whatever reason, if we need to use it, we'll connect it to something. If not, it just sits here. Again, these are not at home. This is probably an overkill, but try those right. This is pressure out of the system. Auto shut off once it reaches certain pressure. Again, you can see all these flared fittings all throughout. They're holding quite good, no issues. But like you saw, they do crack, and I guess 25 years is good enough. Some of them are still good. I kept this for years. You can see the drain for the tank. It uses the same. So this one was actually cracked as well. So I used one of the good ones from the manifold and used it here. That was good enough. And one other thing, since we're here, this tap is leaking like a sieve. So